Right now, as we see more children diagnosed with autism, Colorado families are facing an added layer of stress, a shortage of providers.
It's also really tough navigating the confusing world of insurance. In part two of our coverage on this topic, Anusha Roy joins us now. And Anusha, this has serious impacts on a child's treatment.
Yeah, early intervention is key. It's really maximizing on how flexible a child's brain is and how much information they can soak in as they're creating all these new neural patterns. But that starts to drop off the older you get. So when you're stuck on wait lists or figuring out what treatment costs, that can ultimately delay care. So we talked with Children's Hospital Colorado. They're definitely not the only one experiencing a workforce shortage of pediatric specialty providers. That can impact their ability to quickly care for kids. Different advocacy groups said the shortage of providers is also intense for adults looking for a diagnosis, and especially for people living in rural areas of Colorado. We really first started looking into this issue after we started hearing from child psychologist Dr. Jody Thomas. Not only does she work in this field, but both of her children have been diagnosed.
You're going to have to fight. This is where we get your mama bear thing on. You're going to have to advocate for your child. You're going to have to push. You're going to have to do that in schools. You're going to have to do that with insurance companies. They're going to turn around and say nope, and you're going to have to appeal, and eventually it'll happen. But you're going to have to fight.
Okay, take a deep breath, because we're going to talk about insurance, and I know how infuriating that can be. It comes down to what kind of plan you have and how much coverage you have. There is a Colorado law that requires coverage for treatment for autism, but the state is regulating a third of the market here. So that means that state law only applies to a third of the plans issued in Colorado. They are, however, asking everyone, if you are having trouble getting coverage, to file a complaint with them on the Division of Insurance website that allows them to not only figure out who is in compliance, who is not, but also, do you need more oversight? Does this need to be addressed? They just have to hear from families about it.
It just shouldn't be that hard, right? You know, you think about what they're going through already, and it's like, why?
You think about all of the care they have to coordinate, these families, right? You're talking about specialty therapies, you're working with schools, and now you're advocating with the insurance companies and appealing, and it is a lot to navigate, and it requires a lot of mama and papa bear energy.
Truly, yes.
And if you don't do that, it's ultimately really hurting the kids.
It is, right.
Something we have to get figured out, Nusha. Thank you.